The red pill misses one piece, one key piece that renders the movement mostly counterproductive, which is too bad because I think a lot of what the red pill says is true. It does identify certain patterns in dating that are crucial, that are really important to understand. But I've seen something strange happen, and that is some guys will learn about the red pill and get stronger. I mean, I've really seen guys flourish when they've been able to understand and wrap their mind around these more, reptilian dating dynamics, while other guys will learn about the red pill and get worse. They'll get more resentful. Now, it's the same belief, completely different outcome. So the beliefs aren't the issue. It's the person who's using them, which speaks to the fact that simply knowing the truth is not enough. It never has been. You need to know how to use that truth, how to integrate it, how to properly conceptualize it. That is a completely different skill. You can know the Pythagorean theorem, just be able to rattle that off, but it doesn't mean you can apply it. It doesn't mean you can use it to get an answer. And for red pill dating truths, it comes down to the health of the psyche of the person who's using them. What that red pill truth means to you, about you, what it activates in you. And if you're still looking for a woman's approval unconsciously, which is impossible to get, you're never going to get a woman's approval. And so if you're still looking for that unconsciously, you're going to be always in this state of lack. And the truth will naturally become resentment because it's the truth, precisely because it's the truth. And you're just going to end up entitled and a victim. You're going to want the world to take care of you very much in the way that a child wants and needs his mother to take care of him. Gimme, 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 that kind of thing. So yeah, this is at bottom a mother issue. If you have not separated from your mother psychologically, then you will bring that dependency into dating. Doesn't matter what you know consciously. You're just going to end up wanting unconditional love. You're going to want love that is not conditional on who you are and what you offer and what your character is. But when you do separate from your mother, psychologically, then a lot of things change. You no longer need love from a woman. You no longer need the world to love you, and you will allow these truths to do what they're meant to do, and that is to free you, rather than becoming embittered. So let's look at a few of these red pill truths so you can see what I mean. The first red pill truth here is feminism has ruined women. Now, I probably wouldn't use that word ruined. That is unnecessarily evocative. But yes, feminism has definitely hurt women. It has made them more cut off from their womanhood. It celebrates masculine traits in women and minimizes feminine traits. Now, if you're Oedipal, you're going to hear about this and think, women are ruined, they're damaged for me. It's about me. It's not about what happened to women. It's about you and how you feel deprived. Kind of like when your friend's grandma dies and now he can't come to your birthday party. How do you react to that? So this genuine cultural critique, and it is a genuine cultural critique, it just turns into, self-pity. It makes the movement counterproductive. If you're separated from your mother, however, you think, yes, feminism has of course hurt women, and that is sad. I think about it this way. What if I was told from a very early age that my value as a man came from taking care of children? And that if I don't think my calling is working in a daycare, then that's just my own internalized misandry. I could do it, and I may even be good at it, like kindergarten cop. But I would be miserable. So as much as you are hurt by feminism, and you are hurt, I don't want to take that away from you. Women are just as hurt, and they're no more to blame for feminism than you are. And you're just not going to be able to build a healthy relationship with a woman today until you can see that. It becomes less about your grievance and more about this tragedy that's right in front of you that you both can work on together. Let me just say, I'm going to be speaking in black and white terms here, like either you're separated from your mom or you're not. And while that does work conceptually, that is a good way to communicate it conceptually. In the real world, it's never that black and white. Well, I guess you are 100% Oedipal when you're in the literal womb, but that's about it. Look, all I'm saying is just become 5% less Oedipal, and then you tell me what these truths look like, what the world looks like to you from that perspective. Okay, the second truth here is women are hypergamous. That is, they're only looking out for their own best interest. What do women want? More, right? Now, the Oedipal reaction to this is, oh, well, she's never going to take care of me. You've heard it before. She's not yours. It's just your turn. You're bummed out that you have to work to not only achieve, but maintain a value. That's what it looks like when you're still expecting your mom to take care of you. When you are separated from your mom, you learn about women being hypergamous and you think, good, that actually makes things more clear. It's a good reminder for me, in fact, to focus on what I can control, to focus on what is in my own best interest. And you're able to be more likely to say this, I would argue, because you feel more valid. You're not looking for the validation from other women. That doesn't do that much for you anymore. Then you're going to start to realize, oh crap, the only reason I was resentful towards women before, that resentment that really felt real and it really felt like it was about women, turns out it was just my codependence, But, if you're too far down that rabbit hole of the toxic or unhealthy red pill, then you may never allow yourself to see that, and that would be really sad. Another truth here is that women test men. That is, they don't say exactly what they mean. There's a lot of ambiguity and indirectness in communication with women, especially at first. The Oedipal response is, so exhausting. Why do I have to deal with this? Any challenge feels like a drain when you're expecting everybody to take care of you like your mom did. You're expecting the interaction to be reassuring like it was with your mom. When you're separated, however, you learn about how women test men and you think, yeah, actually, that's a good idea. That makes a lot of sense. This is how you figure out who somebody is. The challenge is, in fact, not an impediment to the connection. It is necessary for the connection to make sure you're honest because, it's kind of difficult to tell sometimes, especially when your penis is involved. And you also think, hopefully, that, hey, maybe I should test a woman too. How about I put her in a situation where it would greatly benefit her to lie and then see what she does? Now, you can argue this is dishonest, but, I would say you're deciding who you're going to marry effectively. So it's okay to be a little ruthless, and I think you're going to be more okay with being ruthless when you can, of course, detach from your mom. So yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, right? It's the same truth, and it feels like unnecessary friction for one guy, but to a completely different guy, it becomes, the entire point of the interaction. Another truth is masculinity is often criticized or penalized in culture. The Oedipal reaction to this is, of course, oh, it's so unfair. No matter what I do, I'm going to be punished. So what's the point? I'm just going to stay at home. Effectively, what you're saying is I'm entitled to the response that I want to get. The world and culture is supposed to meet me where I am, not the other way around. Very little boy mentality. If you are separated from your mom, you will think, yeah, of course, masculinity is penalized. Of course it is. When you seek status, when you boldly go for what you want, you're going to be criticized. I mean, that's the filter. That's how status works. You no longer accept the approval. You are even looking for the criticism. You employ one of those healthy defense mechanisms. You anticipate the criticism, and really you're just happy to get it, if for no other reason than to be a part of it. I mean, because the last thing you want is to be unworthy of the status that you seek. So you allow the resistance from culture, from people. You allow the emotional outbursts to do what it's supposed to do, and that is refine you, make you stronger. Final truth here is about sexual market value, which reduces attraction to, this 1 to 10 ranking system. I'll probably post that home math chart there, and the Oedipal response as well. This is it. I'm just a number. There's one hierarchy, and wherever I happen to land on it, that's where I'm stuck. Effectively what you do is you collapse yourself into a single dimension. I would argue because you've dehumanized yourself in codependence hell that is an Oedipal relationship. It's very challenging. It's very difficult for you to see yourself as valuable or being valuable on different dimensions. But of course, when you do resolve your Oedipal issue, you see that home math chart and you think, yeah, that is of course true. It's narrow, but it's true. It is true of all society, but it's also true of any group of people. So what you do is you go find the group of people where you're a 10, or maybe you have to build that group of people. Either way, I promise you, you do not have anything better to do. Nobody does. Now, of course, yes, some guys are going to be 10s in more dimensions and dimensions that are more fundamental in dimensions that more women generally find attractive. Of course, that's going to be the case. But I think that just shows me that it's more about your jealousy and resentment. Yeah, some guys are going to have it easier, but that in no way keeps you, from getting what you want. And if you're going to play that game where you're going to be jealous or resentful of some guy who's taller than you or better looking than you are, then you also have to be insanely, insatiably grateful that you are not or were not a stillborn. No, you got to play it both ways if you are going to do that. So please, I encourage you to learn as much about dating from the red pill that you can, but not without developing your psyche, which begins with, learning how to build a relationship with your mom, which means separating from her psychologically. And of course, it's not just the red pill that doesn't know how to do this or doesn't speak to it explicitly. The blue pill doesn't either. I was recently watching that Louis Theroux documentary, Inside the Manosphere. And he's a very blue pill guy, and he's going around meeting all these red pill guys, but he doesn't know what a relationship either. So he has no defense against what they're saying. His entire refrain throughout the movie is, well, what does your girlfriend think? How does she feel about this? What would your mom say if she heard you say that? It is Oedipal. It is obviously Oedipal, overtly so. And look, if the two options are to be either Louis Theroux or hstikkytokky, I'm of course going to go for the Lambo guy. You'd be stupid not to, but thankfully, though those aren't the only two options, there is a third option called develop a relationship, develop an identity, take your unconscious issues, make them conscious. That's how you develop an identity, and then use that to connect with the woman who is right in front of you. Say what you think and feel. Look, I don't give game advice here, but I do know that the best game, if you're trying to game women, the best game comes from not having anything to hide, to be able to communicate exactly what you think and feel in the way that you do it. That's called having a personality. But this all begins with a healthy relationship with your mom. First let her see what you think and feel without needing her approval. And if you still need her approval or trying to, manage her reaction in some way or make sure that she's not upset, then just please consider that you are going to bring that dependency into any relationship that you have with a woman. It doesn't matter what you know or believe consciously. What really matters, what's really going to move the needle is whether you can communicate in a way that builds a relationship. Because, the breakdown in culture, as much as we like to argue about that, the breakdown in culture is really the breakdown in the relationship between man and woman. If we can't get that right, then any cultural squabbles we have are effectively meaningless. So if you want to learn how to build an identity, a relationship through the separation of your mother, and then, communicate who you are through this thing that we call a personality, then please reach out, joinanimus.com/schedule. I do free consultations. The therapy that I offer, it's not going to be easy in any way, but at least you won't be walking around in circles anymore. So thank you for staying to the end. I did a related video on Nick Fuentes. I'll link to it there. There's a political red pill too. I made a similar point. And remember that it's not reality that's harsh. Reality is not suffering. It only looks that way because you're still attached to your mom.